going into the weekend?
Okay. Well, let's see where to start. Let's start with, Hunter Stovall played last night. Took a fastball off the hand Sunday. There were no breaks in it, just really bruised and swollen. Really gave us a gritty, gutsy effort last night. He played shortstop last night and could not swing the bat. He actually gave 3 or 4 swings last night. He hardly took BP. He didn't do anything all day. He could squeeze his hand enough to catch, but couldn't hit, so he hit ninth again last night. Tried not to have him swing, but we got through the game with him being out there. Jake Mangum is still out today. He's not going to do anything today or tomorrow, and going to do everything he can to kind of get back out on the field for us again on Friday. Obviously, you guys saw JB last night back on the mound for us, gave us a terrific outing. Really glad to have him back. I think he'll be available for us at some point this weekend, maybe the latter part of the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, in some kind of bullpen short stint type of capacity for us. God, who else? There's so many guys injured. Graham Ashcraft, great, good call. I'm thinking Graham threw a flat ground yesterday. Felt pretty good last night after he finished. Will be in treatment again today and tomorrow. Jason Wire, our trainer, is confident that there's a chance that Graham could be back this weekend in another type of really limited role for us, maybe an inning, maybe 2 innings. Who's next?
You think Hunter will play this weekend, though?
Yeah, Hunter for sure will play last night. Hunter, I tried to do everything I could to sit him out last night. He wanted no part of it. He said, I will play. I want to play. I don't care if I have to bunt 4 or 5 times. So I was so impressed with his toughness last night. Hunter will definitely play this weekend. He'll be back at second base this weekend. And I think his hand should continue to get better each day.
Which wrist is it on Jake?
Jake, it's his left.
Okay.
It's his left wrist.
He wasn't wearing anything last night post.
No, it's not casted. There's just a splint that he wears on it during the day. I think it's mostly for compression, just to try to get the swelling out of there. And guys, to be honest with you, I think had last night been a SEC ball game, I think had we played South Carolina last night, I think you would have seen Jake Mangum in the lineup in some capacity. He might have been also one of the guys that had to bunt 4 times for us last night. But I know how tough he is and how much he wants to play. So I think if it was an SEC game, he would have tried to give it a go last night. And he's swearing up and down to me that he's going to play Friday night. So I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed that we can get him back out there on Friday.
Is it possible that he plays but doesn't pitch, like with pitching?
Yeah, I think there's probably a much better chance of Jake being in center field and hitting than there is Jake pitching for us this weekend. But I don't want to rule that out just yet. I'm going to see how the next couple of days go for us. And if he's able to get out there and run around and throw the ball on Friday and be able to do the same thing again on Saturday, then I'm not going to rule out him not being able to pitch this weekend. But for right now, I think it'd be more important for us and our team for him to play center field and lead off and hit 5 times a game for us. And then we can, worry about the pitching part of it Sunday morning, maybe if he wakes up and is good to go, and see who hadn't pitched since last weekend, and we'll hand the ball to somebody for sure.
That on top of the use of Plumlee last night, that means it's TBA still again for the second 2 games?
Guys, like we keep talking about all the time, this is by no means, we're not trying to sneak attack anybody at all. So we'll go Pilkington on Friday, TBA Saturday, TBA Sunday. And it just is what it is. I mean, like I said, what do we have, 8 pitchers? We have 9 pitchers, that kind of thing. And 2 of them are position players. And, so it's just literally see who feels well, see who's got 2 or 3 innings available, see who's got 10 to 15 pitches available, that kind of day. So just, obviously with the most respect to everybody in the conference, we'll go Pilkington on Friday, TBA Saturday, TBA Sunday, and we'll see who's feeling good, and those guys will get the ball Saturday, Sunday.
Do you ever, I know you probably don't have a whole lot of time to reflect, but do you ever look at what this team's gone through and look at where you are in the standings right now and kind of think, how in the world are we doing this?
Sure. It's, I can't even speak highly enough about the effort and the fight and the grit that our guys that are in a jersey, that are available for us right now, are giving us each and every day. I've been so proud of this team they don't take no for an answer. You know, they just keep coming back and they keep coming back, and there's so much pride that our guys are playing with right now as a position player group and as a pitching staff, that it's a lot of fun to come to the ballpark every day and watch our guys compete, because it's not, you know, teams all over the league have these meetings on Wednesday and Thursday about setting a 27-man travel roster. Well, we're taking right now whoever is available, and that's like 23, maybe 24 guys. So I can't even begin to tell you how pumped up and how excited I am that our guys are doing what they're doing. It's really neat to watch, and our guys are competing and fighting so hard. It's they're more and more impressive each and every day.
Since that 0-3 start, you guys have won, I guess, 8 of 9 SEC games. You mentioned the scrapping and the clawing. Has there been anything, one factor you can point to them getting it back? Has it just been a matter of a clutch hit here or there, more so?
Yeah, I just think it's a never say die attitude, and it really is a, you know, pride and passion that these guys play with each and every day. And I think they really embrace the tradition and the past of this program. And listen, guys, this is what it is. We've got 23 guys in a jersey today, and we're going to bring 23 to Ole Miss, and we're going to bring 23 or 24 to South Carolina. And it doesn't matter who shows up every day. Our guys don't want to lose, and they represent this university so well, and they represent this baseball program so well, that they want to do everything in their power to win and continue to carry the torch into the future for all the great things that this program has done. And we've got a tremendous group of leaders on this team, and those leaders are Josh Lovelady, they're Brent Rooker, they're Ryan Gridley. There are real leaders here that just fight and fight and fight every single day, and just are constantly pushing our guys to achieve. And you know, so what if we're down early in the ball game? We're going to play 9 full innings. We're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep throwing punches. We're going to do all the things we have to do each and every day to win the ball game. And our guys have done that. And like I just keep saying, it's really cool to watch. It's really cool to see our guys fight.
How would Andy Cannizaro, the scout, evaluate what Brent Rooker's done over the last
Man,
bit?
that's an awesome question. And I've been talking to so many scouts lately. And I think it's probably one of the most legit right-handed power bats in the draft this year. You know, and before, you know, I think it was kind of power over hit, where it was a lot of pull side, left field only type of guy in the past. But now, you know, the hit ability for Brent has really taken off, and he's using the whole field. He's recognizing spin better than he ever has, and he just keeps getting better and better. So he's not just this pigeonhole power guy. He's becoming a complete offensive player, and you're seeing what he's doing each and every day. He's able to catch up to real velocity. He's turning around 95, 96, 97 mile-an-hour fastballs into the left field bleachers. He's hitting the ball out of the park to the right field, right center field, dead center. He's pulling breaking balls down the left field line. He's shooting breaking balls inside the first base bag for doubles and triples. In my opinion, I would feel like he's turned himself into one of the most complete offensive players and one of the most complete hitters in the draft this year.
When he's not in the batter's box, he's played a few different positions, DH first, right field,
Right.
I think. Scouts that you talk to, have
Sure.
they projected him?
You know, I think what he's done is he's made himself defensively into a real asset for a team on the defensive side. I think he's done a tremendous job at first base. I think with more work and more development and more time, I think he could be a very serviceable to average first baseman in terms of a major league evaluation type of thing. And then I also think, you know, he's a first baseman / left field profile at the big league level. You know, he's going to defend it well. He's going to be able to, you know, he throws well enough. He's going to hit the cutoff guy. He's going to throw to the right bases all the time. So I would turn him in as a first base / left fielder, right-handed bat, and tell my boss that this is the biggest and you know, one of the most powerful bats in the country. It's real right-handed power, and everybody's always looking for power.
You know, the funny thing about winning games is that you actually need your closer to save the games after. So how hard is that to be managing his workload lately?
Yeah, it's tough. And last night I was a little frustrated that we had to go to Spencer Price to win that ball game, and I was hoping we could have some other guys that would be able to finish that ball game out last night, but unfortunately it didn't happen. It doesn't mean I think any less of the guys that couldn't get the job done last night. Those guys are going to be right back out on the mound this weekend. So, listen, baseball is a funny game. Sometimes you come in there and fill up the strike zone and on top of the world, and some days you do everything the same way you did it previously and can't throw it over the plate. Some days you show up to the park and you're the best hitter in the country, and the next day you show up and you feel like you should be hitting on the other side of the plate. You feel so uncomfortable in the box sometimes. So, Spencer has been outstanding every single time we've given him the ball this year. What I'm trying to do is limit his pitch count. He has 11 saves this year, which is leading the SEC, but he really doesn't have that many innings pitched. He's really not throwing that many pitches in each outing. I love using him, and in a perfect world, if we could plan it, we could get Riley Self the ball in the 7th or 8th inning and have him pitch into the 9th inning and have Spencer Price come in for the last 2 outs of the ball game. The most I want him to throw is 3 outs. Last night he got 4 outs for us, but his pitch count was really low. He got the first guy out on 2 pitches and had a really quick 9th inning. So he's been tremendous, and he's a real weapon and asset for us in the 9th inning.
What would be too high of a pitch count for him?
I think Spencer's certainly capable of giving us 2 innings. If we could keep him under 30 pitches and a 2-inning save, that would be tremendous. I don't want to go any more than 20 to 25 pitches with him just because we're going to need him to bounce back at some point the rest of the weekend. I think Spencer could stretch himself out and give us multiple innings, but then if you have to do that, then you're really only going to be able to use him one time in a given weekend. So Spencer's a guy, he is a bulldog, he is a competitor, he will fight you on the mound, he's not going to give in, he could come in and land that slider at will. He's got tremendous feel for that breaking ball. It has a lot of confidence on the mound.